story because this has affected all of us. It's driving me absolutely apoplectic. Britain is set to face one of the soggiest summers on record, with up to 50 days of rain forecast in just 3 months. The Met Office has warned damp weather is 50% more likely than average. If their forecast is correct, it will be the soggiest summer since 1912. Showers struck there for 55 days. Let's speak with Jim Dale, author of The Personal and Commercial Impacts of Weather and Climate, but a meteorologist himself. Jim, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Ian. Nice to speak to you again.
Yeah, of course. Listen, it's been horrible. Help me, Jim. Help me is the only thing I can say. Bring me sunshine. Where, as Morecambe and Wise said, where is the... Yesterday we had sunshine intermittently. It was sunshine for half an hour, rain for half an hour. Sunshine half an hour. I've never seen anything like yesterday.
Ian, you're looking for a bridge over troubled water, are you not?
I really am. I really am. What's happening? And don't tell me it's climate change, Jim.
I'm going to give you another quote. I don't normally read from the Bible, but they're talking about 50 days. This is the Daily Mail, by the way.
Yeah.
So you can take that how you wish. But this is the quote I'm going to take from Genesis 7.1.
Nice.
7 days from now, I will send rain on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and I will wipe from the face of the earth every living creature I have made. And Noah did all of that. The Lord commanded him to. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came on the earth. So the last bit is a bit spurious, to say the least. But nonetheless, I just asked the question, and I'm being a bit sort of, I'm giving a little bit of comic here for you. What I'm basically saying is, the Met Office, if they have done, I'm surprised, because the Met Office don't normally go more than a week ahead. Even if you look at their long-term stuff online, it's kind of a bit sketchy. And it doesn't necessarily agree with that narrative that's in the Daily Mail. And to be honest with you, I wouldn't either. So let me give you some good news, if you wish. Summer starts on June the 1st. That's meteorological summer, so that, the 3 months of summertime.
Yep.
And with it comes summery weather. And I guarantee that this will happen, okay? So it's not very far off, but we're going to get at least 4 or 5 days of it, dry, settled under high pressure. So straight away, that forecast has gone off to a bit of a nosedive, to say the least.
True.
We'll wait and see. But look, the balancing effect of Mother Nature seems to be, and I know we've got climate change running in the background and all the chaos that brings. So it does bring an unpredictability. I'm thinking I know where this forecast has come from. And it's come from the fact that we've got ocean temperatures 5 and 6 degrees. This is North Atlantic temperatures higher than they should be, which is phenomenal. And of course, if you warm up the waters, you warm up the atmosphere can carry more water. We've already seen the effects of that through the spring. Ask any farmer or grower, they'll know all about it. But I rather feel we will see a bit of a switch change. We're going to see, as I say, this weekend onwards. And I think at times we're going to see a little bit more than that. And if you look south, Ian, next few days, the likes of Seville, Cordoba, southern Spain, 35, 36, 37, maybe up to 40 degrees C.
Wow.
It's starting to happen. Yeah, different world. Absolutely different world, and we've been cut off from that.
It's only down the road, relatively speaking, right? If I fly to Malaga right now, it will take me less than 2 hours to arrive in what is I bet it's about 27 degrees right now in Malaga.
Yeah, it probably is, give or take, and it'll be a lot warmer in the next few days. So, we live in that division between what you might call temperate air and really subtropical, even tropical air, without necessarily the wetness involved, can be sometimes very marginal. The difference in between getting one type of weather and another, which makes our job quite difficult, to say the least. But long-term forecasting, which I'll be doing at the end of this week to forecast for summer, and I try my best. The company that I work for, we try our best to decide what's happening, but we ain't got 50 days of wet nights and days and Noah being called up on the phone to get it ready. We're not quite there yet.
I didn't realise Noah was such an old git. 600 years old. I mean, that's some innings, isn't it? He would have contributed.
What's he been having?
What was he on?
I want some of that. That'd be all right. But anyway,
I tell you what, that would. We're talking also about being able to afford pensions in this country. I mean, every government would be scuppered if we all lived to 600 years, Jim.
Yeah, that would be a problem going forward, even to the next government.
Yes, that would be a problem. Listen, if this is. Let's not go too much down this path about climate change, but I'm bound to say if the wet weather is climate change related, then what was the excuse in 1912 when they had 55 days of the stuff?
You know what? You're showing pictures at the moment. Although if you listen on radio, you won't be able to see this. But yeah, you're looking at well, you were looking at chimneys putting out all their emissions, etc. In 1912, that still would have been the case. You would have had a lot of stuff in the atmosphere, little specks that actually the raindrop can coalesce around, and you do get look. You know, there are times when you do get heavyweight rain without climate change being involved. That would be absolutely fair to say. It's happened in the past. It will happen in the future. But if you take yourself around the globe at the moment for heat, and particularly the rain, if you've seen what's happening in southern Brazil, southeast Brazil, for example, of late, and there's many other places that are seeing floods of an Armageddon type, then yeah, in a certain way, we've been a little bit lucky that it's only a bit of veg that's going down the pan, and people's livelihoods as far as outside events is concerned. But you know, I consider ourselves lucky in that respect. But in other aspects, certain parts of the world certainly not. And I will just add, this is net zero to do with volcanoes, as some grand politician said the other day on BBC Breakfast.
There it is. It's not to do with volcanoes. Jim, thank you. Great to speak. Meteorologist Jim Dale with us here on the programme. I mean, we could have gone down the climate change. I couldn't go there again. Is it climate change? 1912, there were still chimneys. Look, if you took every human off the earth, okay, let's keep the humans. Let's take every car off the earth. Let's say there's no chimneys that have ever belched out any kind of nonsense and guff and smoky, horrendous, smoggy chemicals. So none of that. Would it ever thunderstorm? Would there ever be terrible weather for a long period of time? Would there ever be lots of disproportionate sunshine where the temperature went up to 40, 50 degrees when it wouldn't normally? And I think we all know, and I'm not advancing this as a case to be suspicious of the man-made climate change argument. I'm advancing this as a very confused citizen of the planet who's not a meteorologist. I have no qualification in this world, and therefore I'm not best placed to comment. And most of the comment that seems to come from this, on either side, comes from people's desire to have a certain view, not backed up by anything other than something they have read, which is usually something they have read that feeds into their existing bias, either for, against, or whatever. Because that's how we function as humans. We seek out the information. Well, I just saw a YouTube video. It tells it like it is. Yeah, but the YouTube video just below it countered the very thing you've just watched. It's the same subject, but with a completely different view. I'm in the middle. I have no idea. What I do know, and I'm pretty sure about, is that if you did take away all of those pollutant cars and chimneys and everything we've done that is very, very bad, I am pretty darn sure that the history of the world at this very point, without the chimneys, without the exhaust pipes, without any of that kind of caper, the aerosols, etc., without any of that, I reckon the meteorological journey of planet Earth would still look pretty similar. Now, I know the climate evangelists will go, yeah, but pretty similar isn't the same as similar. It's that difference in the middle that is the man-made bit, right? Because they'll get you every time. I reckon we'd still have big heat waves. People would die of inclement weather, extreme weather, hot, cold, rain, thunder, sun, whatever. That would still happen. That's never going to change, even if we didn't exist at all on this planet. So what explains that? And I hope, and I ask that question sincerely, and I hope intelligently, and I think I sit here with probably the majority of Brits that do not genuinely know the answer to that.